A speaker series led by a University of Manitoba professor is making space for Black men and boys to have open conversations on topics ranging from mental health to microaggressions to sexuality. Called the Barbershop Talks Series, Black Men and Misconceptions, the latest edition will delve into a persistent negative stereotype projected onto Black communities across North America. Joining me now to share more about this event, we have Warren Clark, a professor in the anthropology department at the University of Manitoba, and Daniel Hidalgo, the founder and director of Community 204 and a speaker at the upcoming event. Gentlemen, hello. Thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thank you. Many thanks.
Thank you for having us.
So, Warren, I'd love to start with you and how this talk series all came about. Tell me about its origins.
Yeah, thank you very much. Many thanks. This was a beautiful accident that started in 2018 in Ottawa. I've been very humbled, very appreciative just to be a part of these conversations then. But this started in a barbershop, as I mentioned, in Ottawa, and it was a conversation that took place among young Black men about sexual health, particularly about courting women. And then it turned into a full-fledged barbershop talk, unscripted, raw, discussing the nuances, but vulnerabilities of these young Black men. And it was an amazing idea to work with the community there and start the start off of the Barbershop Talks series in 2018. And we've been very humbled to be doing this across Canada and also the Caribbean.
And Warren, why the barbershop? Why is this the right setting for these conversations that can be candid, vulnerable? Why the barbershop?
Yeah, great question. One of the things that's true about the barbershop, it's a safe space for Black men and boys. There's a lot of vulnerabilities. There's a lot of conversations happening within the barbershops without the Barbershop Talk series. And usually those conversations are between barbers and their clients, right? Where barbers act as mentors or even that big brother type person for a lot of these young men.
And the latest talk coming up on July 13th is on the subject of dismantling harmful myths about the absent Black father. Warren, Why did you feel like this was the right topic?
Before I answer that question, I'm going to give flowers to Dan. He's leaving me hanging right now. We meet young Black fathers like Daniel, and other many folks in the community. Shout out to Ogo, Zuike, Ade, who are fathers here in Winnipeg. One of the things that continue to be a stereotypical normalization about Black men and fatherhood is that Black men are not there for their kids. I have 3 children of my own, and one of the things that even myself experience is that with my son is that he doesn't have a father, right? And that is definitely not true. And many young Black men, boys, or men are going through that. And this is an opportunity, working with Community 204, for example, and Daniel and his people, to really, engage in a conversation here in Winnipeg, which starts to, again, humanize people who are Black African descent.
Well, Daniel, sorry to ignore you for this amount of time, but yes, you're involved in the event, and as mentioned, you come with just an incredible resume and point of view. You founded Community 204. Tell me all about what Community 204 does.
Yeah, so, as I said in the past, Community 204 is a community engagement platform, but one thing that folks don't realize is that the people who do the frontline work and who engage in that hard work are often folks that come from negative cycles that are looking to overcome that and come from, the perception of a lot of negative stereotypes. So our existence is based on overcoming negative and harmful, dehumanizing narratives.
Can you give us a little preview on what you're going to be touching on at the event?
Yeah, I'm going to touch on the fact that I myself am an example of the opposite of these stereotypes. I myself am a very present Black father, 2 Black children. I have 3 kids of my own, and they're my everything. And it's important that folks who listen and partake get to see firsthand a father that loves somebody more than themselves and that lives that life, and that a lot of the relationships that I have with my children is proof that they are a huge, if not the biggest part of my identity, and it extends beyond a lot of the dehumanizing narratives that simply aren't true when it comes to Black men and being active fathers, regardless of what the dynamic looks like.
It's just really a wonderful event. So for anyone listening out there, who is this open to? How can folks attend?
Yeah, thanks for the question. It's open to everyone. One of the things that we really want to, encourage is educating, engaging with all of the Winnipeg community. So you can be of a different ethnicity, different race, different gender, sexuality. This is the moment to learn, not only reflect. We welcome folks. Please come down. It's going to be at Swish Barbershop on St. Mary's on Sunday, July 13th, starting at 5 p.m.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful event. We will leave it there. Thank you so much to you both for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thank you.